Hi, and welcome back to my travel channel. Did you know that airlines are holding on to billions of your dollars? I'm going to tell you how to get your fair share back. And I've got a special insider secret. You're going to love this one towards the end of the video. Ever bought a non-refundable ticket, then your plans change and you're stuck with a non-refundable ticket? I'm going to give you an insider travel secret of how to get a 100% cash refund on your non-refundable ticket. I'm Larry Gelwicks, the Getaway Guru. The purpose of my travel channel is to help you travel more and pay less with insider travel secrets. You know, it's like things that the airlines, cruise lines, hotels, tour operators, and resorts, they don't want you to know. And if you're new to my travel channel, please subscribe. And then click on that little bell, it's the notifications. And when some new travel information or deal comes along, I'll let you be the very first to know. Well, let's talk about a question that I'm getting all the time. Larry, what do I do if an airline cancels my flight? Well, you've really got three options. Option number one, do nothing, say nothing, and lose all your money. And sadly, a lot of people do this. Option number two, contact the airline. They will likely offer you an FTC, future travel credit. Sometimes they'll even add a bonus. This is the option that airlines prefer. Well, why? Well, it's pretty obvious. They want to hold on to your cash. But guess what? I want to hold on to my cash too. That takes us to option number three. Again, if the airline cancels the flight, you are entitled to a 100% cash refund. Now, here's what the airlines will not tell you. You have federally protected rights. Yes, the law is on your side, but the airlines are not required to tell you what your federal rights or what the federal law is. And that's what we're going to do today. Under current U.S. Department of Transportation law, the regulations require that you get a 100% full cash refund for the unused portion of your ticket if the airline cancels it. What I want to do is read to you right from the U.S. Department of Transportation regulations and law. Let me read it to you. Quote, canceled flight. A passenger is entitled to a refund if the airline canceled a flight, catch this, regardless of the reason, and the passenger chooses not to travel. Well, it's one thing to know you get the cash refund. It's quite another for the airline always to do it. There's another question that I get, well, they didn't cancel the flight, but the airline delayed me for hours and hours and hours. Let's go back and read what federal law states in the event of a significant delay. I'm back with the DOT regs, and I'll give you the source from this later in the show. Here's what they say about a significant delay. Quote, a passenger is entitled to a refund if the airline made a significant schedule change and or significantly delays a flight and the passenger chooses not to travel. Now notice that this is different than an airline cancellation. It says a significant delay. Unfortunately, the DOT, Department of Transportation, does not define what a significant delay is. That's left to the discretion of the airlines. And most airlines are reasonable. Although I got to tell you, there was one major airline, one of the big three here in the United States, that decided to define a significant delay. You ready for this? 26 hours, meaning they could delay you for 26 hours and say, well, you can't get anything back. We can't do anything for you that we're legally required to do. Well, under a lot of pressure, they've changed that. And most airlines are defining a significant delay as 2 to 2.5 hours, sometimes a little bit more. You can see this significant delay definition on each airline's respective website. Let me tell you about a couple of very short stories that you'll find interesting. I got an email from one of our Getaway Guru YouTube subscribers. She lives in Idaho, and she said that she bought tickets to Mexico with an online travel agency. We call these an OTA, online travel agency. You know, it's a booking site where you can buy tickets, but you never really see anybody. You can't walk into an office. You can't sit down at their desk. Everything is online. Well, the airline canceled her flight, completely canceled it. And she got a note from the OTA saying, your flight's canceled, and the only option you have is a future travel credit, and gave her a deadline of when she had to use it by. Well, this deadline didn't work with their plans. And so she's a subscriber to my YouTube travel channel, and she writes me and says, Larry, what can I do? And I did a little research and wrote back to her. In fact, I even spoke to her on the phone and said, these are your federally protected rights. The airline canceled the flight. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. You are entitled, regardless of what your OTA is saying and just trying to hold on to your money, you are entitled to a 100% cash refund. I actually emailed her the DOT regulations, and it's my understanding she called the OTA back and said, listen, I'm entitled to a full cash refund, and I understand she got her money back. Two other examples from my own travels. Earlier this summer, I was scheduled to fly to London on a nonstop flight with Delta Airlines. Very good airline. I like Delta. And they canceled the flight. And they did this several weeks before the flight. And they said, we're going to reroute you and have you change in Minneapolis. I didn't want to change in Minneapolis. So I went to their website, delta.com. I looked up my reservation, and the only option they gave me online was a future travel credit. I didn't want a future travel credit. I wanted my money back. So I called them on the phone, and I have to give kudos to Delta. They were very professional and very good about it. I said, listen, you've canceled the flight. I want a refund. And they said, that'll be fine. I didn't even have to read them the DOT regs, which I was prepared to do. They gave me a full cash refund, but they didn't give me that option on their website. I had to call them. One other example, also earlier this year, this summer, I had a flight. I bought the ticket last year for a flight to Tel Aviv, Israel. And the country is closed. What was interesting is that the airline did not cancel the flight in their computer system, even though the country was closed. And I'm going to tell you why I think they didn't cancel it. Because everybody else on the plane is calling them up saying, listen, the country's closed. I need to make a change and go at a different date. And because the flight was still in their computer system, the only obligation the airline had, even though the country was closed, was to offer them an FTC, future travel credit. Well, I knew there's no way this flight's going to go. The country's closed. So I waited and waited and waited. And then 2 days before the flight, lo and behold, the airline cancels it, even though they knew months ago it would be canceled. They waited to hold on to your money. I waited to hold on to my own money. I got a full cash refund. Now, as I told you, if the airline cancels your flight and you haven't canceled it, or you experience a significant delay, as we've defined it, you are entitled to a 100% cash refund for all of the ticket or whatever unused portion of the ticket is remaining. You can look at the DOT regulations at the Department of Transportation website, transportation.gov. The details are in the link below, and you can read it for yourself. And by the way, let me give a shout out to the good travel agents, what I call the real travel agents. You know, there's an office where you can actually walk in, sit down, talk to a professional travel counselor like here at Columbus Travel. Our clients who purchase tickets from us, we help them get their refunds. I heard horror stories of waiting 6, 7, even 8 hours, and then sometimes disconnected with people trying to call the airline's reservation staff, which in fairness was completely overwhelmed and often understaffed. Travel agents like Columbus Travel, we have like a hotline to the airlines where our wait times are minimal, and with our clients we can help them get what they're entitled to. Now, I promised you an insider travel secret. This is something airlines really don't want you to know about, of how to cancel a non-refundable ticket and still get your money back. I'm not talking about airlines canceling their flight. I'm not talking about a significant delay. I'm talking about your plans changed and you're holding a non-refundable ticket. Well, here is a bonus secret, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read right from the transportation.gov, your federally protected rights. You can find it on the website I gave you. Under the heading, Canceling a Ticket Reservation, quote, for airline tickets that are purchased at least 7 days before a flight's scheduled departure date and time, airlines are required to allow passengers to cancel their reservation and receive a full refund without penalty for 24 hours. Now, this means that if you buy the ticket, you found a great fare, your plans change, you can cancel that non-refundable ticket, and this is true with both U.S.-based airlines and foreign airlines operating in the United States. You got a 24-hour cancel for any reason, with just a few exceptions, and get all of your money back. Now, how about a double insider secret? The 24-hour rule applies with everyone. You buy your ticket from the airline, an OTA, you got 24 hours to cancel it. But what if you want to buy that ticket? What if you do buy that ticket from a travel agent, such as Columbus Travel? Well, you still got 24 hours unless it's the next business day. Meaning this, you buy your ticket from a travel agent on a Tuesday, you got 24 hours from the buying it from the airline, buying it from a travel agent, buying it from any source. You got 24 hours. But what if you buy that ticket from a travel agent, not directly from the airline, on a Friday? You have 24 hours or until the next business day, which is probably Monday, to cancel your ticket and get a full refund. So buy it on a Tuesday, you got till Wednesday. Buy it from a travel agent on Friday, you have until Monday, which is what, about 3 days? To think it through, make your plans, and if your plans change. Now, don't use this as a gimmick or technique, but they are federally guaranteed protected rights at the website transportation.gov that I just gave you. Well, this is why you want to subscribe to my travel channel, The Getaway Guru. Who else is telling you this stuff about what federally protected rights that you have? I've also got something for you, a hot travel deal update. I'll send it out once, maybe twice a week. It's a one-page email with screaming deals on it. You can sign up for my free hot travel deal update at Columbus Travel's website, columbusvacations.com. Click on Hot Travel Update. Now, be sure to subscribe to my travel channel. Do share it with your friends, your family. Let's grow this family of travel subscribers at Getaway Guru, and do turn on the notifications. Well, Know your rights, stand up for yourself, because nobody else except the Getaway Guru is going to stand up for you. So, stay healthy, stay safe, happy traveling.